the head. Oh, somebody
I've just got here, Cristiam.
Oh, so you're recording then?
I'm recording now.
Okay.
Perfect.
Fantastic. So I'm just going to be briefly with this then. So anyway, this is the first triad. You know, this is the center of the head. In the center of the head and 0-point balance, it is the balance between right and left and front and back. You know that it's the center of articulation of your head. This is the natural, clear definition of your vertical extension and the center of a space. The center of a space being this line, right? So when we sit in 0 point and we design the beginning of the practice, we create always the best possible instantaneous expression of 0-point balance. In instantaneous, I mean, that's where you get it all together. Here I am. And then the practice clarify everything, but that's where you start. Yeah. So far, so good. There any questions about this? I'll continue otherwise. So you know that you're seated in the chair right here at the center of the seated bones, which are right here in that little place, the seated bones. And this is the center of symmetry and the center when you connect into the planet Earth, the center of the planet, the center of weight of your body. Because you are balanced between the right and the left and your legs, balancing the pelvis right here. This is the right, this is the left, and then the center of balance is at the pelvis. Yeah, and then so this trinity is balanced as the center of symmetry and as the center of the planet Earth, all the way down. Yeah, and this symmetry is related to the right and the left and your legs, connecting to the center of your pelvis. You're always balancing the right and the left of your legs in relation to your pelvis. And the diamond and the floor, and crisscross and the floor, and 0-point extensions on the floor, always you are defining in your sensation the right and the left balance in the center of your pelvis. When you are in the chair, it's right here, yeah? And then in here, in your arms, you're balanced the right and the left, balance and beauty, right and the left, at the center in self, at the center of your heart. Now, the center of this connection that we learn to do all the connections of unity or motion in relation to the arms are always balanced in the center of the heart, always. In all of the movements that you practice, in every single movement that you're doing, in every path of balance, in every connection, you're always connected to the center of your heart. That is the reason that the path of balance is so specific. And that's the reason that the connections are so specific. And that's the reason that the form of the movement is so, what's the word? Specific is another word. Yeah, it's very, very specific because it always expresses the centralization of the shoulder girdle, which is right here, and your heart between the right and the left and your arms. Yes, so the shoulder girdle is the bridge of the heart. Always you are centralizing the bridge of the heart, always. Because the bridge of the heart and the centralization of the heart is the only possibility that you can extend to the center of your throat, the center of your head, and the center of the crown. And what I mean, the only possibility, if you're trying to extend those areas only, you're always going to push yourself back. You're never going to be able to go purely vertical. So you're always centralized in the center of the heart, because the center of the heart is the way to go to the 3 centers below, right here, the heart, the throat, the head, which is right here, the right and the left and the head, and the crown. Yeah. And the center of your heart is the only way that you can begin to release and connect to the center of the pelvis, the center of itself, here, the pelvis, and the pelvic floor. So the center of your shoulder girdle and arms is like the center of suspension that allow to open the 3 centers below, pelvis, pelvic floor, pelvis, and solar plexus, and allow them to find the 3 centers above, which is the throat, head, and the crown. Yes. So rule number one, in the definition of 0 point, as you're learning, you're always centralizing everything. But the movement, it always began from 0 point in the movements of your arms, yeah, or in the movements of your legs, if you are standing, or in the relationship of everything, but in the simplicity of it, in the movements of your arms, because the movements of your arms is the primal reflex to life, if you may. You know, when a child, very possible that the very thing that it happens when the child begins to acknowledge that they can move, it begins to move the limbs. It wouldn't move for any other place. So usually so the arms and the heart is the primal motion of everything. And especially because we say that the fountain of life, which is the whole sphere of energy that surround us and from which we are centralized in relation to, the fountain of life, which is the whole sphere that surround us constantly, and we are relating to, is actually the natural momentum of love. Always, where the momentum in which the universe is expanding into infinity is the momentum of love. It always has been, from the instant in which what we call the original bang, from the moment that we're right now, we're always expanding. There is not a second that we are not expanding. Yeah, nothing is still completely. You know, Einstein, our uncle, say everything is moving. It's the truth. That even the most compressed things as matter are transforming constantly inside of their form. So anyway, I will clear a little bit what I'm saying, that the movement in here, the right and the left, balance and beauty and self, is the beginning of the motion of life, or the motion of ourselves in the practice, yeah? Because you're always start the motions from the movements of your arms, or the movements of your legs. But even when you're moving your legs and unity in motion, you're always moving in relation to the heart, into relation to everything. But for now, since we're going to be practicing the connection of central foundation, the connection of self, the connection of suspended diamond, and the connection of central crown, which is the crown, consciousness, and unity, it's important to understand that that's what we're going to do today. Yeah. So it is clear a little bit. If you need any questions about that, that we always, the solar plexus, the shoulder girdle is called the bridge of the heart. It never is push it back. I don't know if you can see me, push it back or push it in. If the shoulder girdle in any degree is encircling inside of the spine for whatever reason, we start unwinding that relationship in order to be able to open the spine. So then through the unwinding of the shoulders of your arms, you release the spine. And when you release the spine and you find the directions that innocently were concentrated into a specific formation, or either a contraction or conversion, then when you release the spine, the directions become freed in you through the heart, which is balance, beauty, and self. And then through that release in the spine, the brain, the relationship of the brain gets rearranged by your own neurological system. The relationship of your brain becomes rearranged by your own neurological system. And when the brain rearranges itself into its natural expansion, that then encounter gravity and expansion and the sphere within yourself and the practice, the brain then can comprehend every single word that I'm telling you, because it is the natural expansion of its own understanding. And when sometimes you don't understand, sometimes it's because the brain sometimes may not catch up yet with that. But you're going to release the brain to the degree in which your brain will inform you of the things that before you were thinking about it, but you thought you could not really understand them. Yeah, it's the natural expansion of the brain. It means that right here, the third eye, right here, it becomes released, and it becomes then when the third eye and the brain becomes released, crown, which is the connection to the fountain and everything, becomes natural. Here you have the fountain right here. And then consciousness, which is the unity of self. Yeah, consciousness is the unity of self and the principle. Yeah, the principle of consciousness is unity of self. And the principle of unity is constant synchronicity. So you are inside of the field. This is the field of consciousness. This is the field of energy or neurological feeling of yourself, right here, the green. And this is the field of physical connection to life. Physical connection to life, the feeling of neurological system, the feeling that you call yourself, love. But if you don't want to call love for now, just let it to be feeling for now until that becomes completely clear. And then in this will be, it will become consciousness, which is space, energy, form, the three senses of our being becoming reunited as one. Yes, so the reason that I said to you that as the bridge of the heart and the release of the movements begins to become free and free in the spine, and then the freeing of the vertebrae begin to unfold the mind, then what happens is that the mind begins to become free from its own concreteness. Because in the evolutionary nature of our unfolding, the mind became very, very concrete in certain ideas. Yeah. When you're trying to get somebody to understand something, say, no, 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 no. You know what I mean? The mind cannot go there. So it is concrete. Everything is very physical in that sense. It is very related to just a specific palette of color, sensation, feeling. So as the mind expands then and releases into itself, the expansion rearranges the sphere of the relationship of the brain itself. And then we are becoming more acquainted with the light. We are becoming more related with color. We are becoming more related with concepts that they become, oh yeah, absolutely. You know, because the mind, as it opens, is the natural understanding of its own wholeness. When the mind opens, it is the natural understanding of its own wholeness. So before that, the mind has to go a little bit with, well, I don't understand it. I'm not sure what do you mean. The mind is trying to figure it out from inside of its own structure. What is that we're talking about when we're talking about 3 dimensions and light and consciousness and beauty and blah, 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 all those things that we're talking about. So the practice will assist you to really transform the way in which the nervous system and the mind interpret this reality. But you have to understand that this transformation is not to make you an ET. This transformation is to allow you to become you, to be you more. So the transformation is the release of your own self inside of yourself to experience what you always were, what you always be. So you'll become free from any, what would be the word, any interpretation that we had gathered in time, because we created an enormous amount of interpretation in our consciousness. Yeah. When you look externally, reality is made up of many stories. Yeah. Religions, philosophies, ideas, beliefs, sin, no sin, everything, crazy a little bit, but it all have to resolve itself. So anyway, are we good with this that I'm saying? Any idea, any questions about any of those things that we're saying before we start? Let me see, wonderful. Yeah, remember that the best way that you can remember this is by a triad: crown, consciousness of unity, yeah, and then balance, beauty, and self, yeah. And the pyramids, the Ellen is teaching now too. In the pyramid, balance and beauty correspond to crown. You see, balance and beauty correspond to crown, which means that it's the same as love. You know, balance and beauty correspond to crown. And consciousness and unity correspond to self, right here, right, self, yeah? And then the same balance and beauty correspond to foundation, yeah? And then whole nature and infinite origination correspond to presence, which is the center of your throat, the center of your head, yeah? Are we good with that? So far, so good? Okay, we good? Any questions?
Nope. Nope.
Somebody has a question? Hello?
We're doing good, Christy. We're doing good.
Yeah, good. Okay, so that's it. Yeah. So so the best for us now. Then what we're going to do? Then we'll go back. I'm going to move the chair. I'm going to be. This is the first time that I'm going to move back a little bit, get my chair ready, and we're going to practice a little bit. But if you don't feel like practice, just watch, or just because what I'm going to show you today, what we're going to do today, is to clarify what is that we're doing when we practice. What in the world am I doing when I'm going up and down and blah and blah and crown and out and interpretation? What is happening? Because if your mind doesn't comprehend what it happens, it's okay because eventually you will. But if you can begin to comprehend what's happening, you can speed the process. So instead of having to spend a year or 2 years studying unity and motion, you may be able to shorten it in 1 month. Because once your mind comprehends what you're doing, you become the refinement of your own placement, the refinement of your own wave, you become the refiner. You don't expect me. I can help you. Mary Pat can help you. We can help you. But if you become the refiner of your own perception, your mind is going to give you much, much more, everything to you. And then you say, oh, I got it. The fountain or the field or the metrics, what we call the metrics, or the relation, the wholeness within me has an intelligence that is much larger sometimes than the intelligence that I call myself, you know, in here in the physical world. And I say sometimes because the self in you is everything, but the human self in us is very tiny. It's like, oh yeah, you know, I was born in Argentina, I did this, blah, 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 blah. Here I am, that's a story, that's it. I am confined to the story of my own unfolding. In the self, you're not confined to that story. You are everything. So what that does is that allows you to understand all the stories that you thought they were you, and you let them go because I said, oh, they seem very important, but they're tiny compared with who I am. And when you begin to match who I am, life becomes synchronized with you. And everything that you want, it will be in front of you because that was the story. Everything was created to give you everything that you want as you mirror that particular gift through yourself, you know, because you are the giver and the receiver. So far, so good. Shall we get out of here then? Shall we do it? Any questions? Yeah, we're doing good. Okay, so I think that what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to be able to see you. I'm going to move my chair, and then we're just going to go through the motions a little bit. What Mary Pat said that she would like to know for now. But if at any one moment you feel like you want to sit back in the chair and then relax a little bit in the chair and just look or listen, it's okay. You don't have to feel like you got to do this. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you learn more by seeing than by doing. Sometimes you learn more by doing than by seeing. And on each person is completely different. So we will not hold you accountable if you are not doing the movement. You know what I mean? You're totally free here. Yeah. Okay, we got it. So I'm going to get out of here. So now Elena said, stop share.
Yeah.
Back here.
So I don't know if everybody has hit the record continue button on their screen, but you can do that now. And I've muted people, so if you want to talk to Cristiam, you have to unmute yourself. Also, do people want to see themselves on the screen or just see Cristiam?
It's up to you.
Because if you have to know that if you want to see yourself on the screen, then everybody who watches this Zoom into perpetuity will be seeing you on the screen as well. So it's up to you, however, whatever you want to do. People want to let me know. Okay, by show of hands, do you want to see yourself? You know, raise your hand if you want to see yourself. Or okay, I got 2 people who want to see themselves, and then the rest people. Okay, 3 people want to see themselves.
Eventually,
Yeah,
eventually,
I think that we'll just have Cristiam full on the screen.
eventually, you don't have to. Eventually, once you begin to understand the placement and you begin to comprehend that you are refining the placement and you're refining the path and you're refining the form of unity in motion, the coronal plane, the form, you cannot look yourself. You know what I mean? Because if you look at yourself, it's only one dimension. So even in class, you may look to the teacher, but eventually you don't even want to look to the teacher, because when you look to the teacher, you're not moving with the head and the eyes with everything. You know what I mean? Your mind stays still and you're moving. And in unity in motion, your mind is the motion. So it's different in that sense. Am I confusing you? Should I need to say it again? Okay. Yeah, eventually you don't have to see it.
Realize, I'm sorry to talk over you again, but just realize that you are muted. Everybody's muted right now. If you want to say something to Cristiam, you have to unmute yourself. That's all. All right, go on.
You have to unmute yourself. So anyway, I'm gonna move myself.
Excuse me, Christy. Excuse me, Ellen. I can still see myself in the screen, but that isn't being recorded.
You're selling the screen? I don't know.
I can still see myself on the screen.
Okay, this is fine. I just pinned him, and so you can see yourself from home, but it won't be recorded that way.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, I just figured that out. Okay, sorry.
Perfect.
All right, this is fabulous, Cristiam. Looks great.
Okay, we're learning to do it, you know, so we have to be very patient with each other for now. Well, you know, it's like, for me, it's like another medium, you know, I never done that before.
This is great.
And for you too, I think. But anyway, I'm moving the screen for a moment because I want to show you something, okay? So I'll show you 0-point balance, 0-point balance. The first thing that you know is that when you place in your hands and your legs, you place in the balance of the right and the left of your heart. Yeah, and the way you can tell, because if you go too much back, you are outside of the heart and you're in the back of the neck. And then if you go too much forward, you close in and you get close in your throat and you are not in your heart. So the placement of 0-point balance in your hands is always the center of the bridge of the heart. Clear? So that's number one. Yeah, when you understand that, that's very important. Clear. Wonderful. Then the next detail that you're learning about placing the bridge of the heart and 0 point is that once the elbow becomes located in a perfect place, I mean, perfect place is not the word, that the elbow is not close to you. Yeah, if the elbow is close to you, you close it. If you get out of there, you close it in the back of your neck. Yeah, so the elbow takes a form that by the very nature suspends the shoulder girdle. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it a little bit? Look, I'm going to keep the arm as it is, and I go with this one here. You see what the left arm is? I'm accurate in relation to the placement, but I'm not accurate in my left arm in relation to the shoulder joint and the heart. Yeah, so this is important because you're good, but sometimes you forget, you think that the elbows are relating in this direction, and the elbows are also relating in the right and the left. So the elbows are not directing only in relation to front and back, but are relating in relation to right and left as well. Yeah, this is important. Are you clear? Yeah, very important. Beautiful. Then, if at any one moment you start feeling that you need to rest, all you need to do, look, you just go around. Remember in the movement of the fourth direct in the fourth section, you're folding and you're folding and you're folding and you're folding and you're folding, and you are 0-point balance. You can relax in here. Yeah, you fold in all the vertebrae of your spine, one on top of another, like the most beautiful spiral, and then you are in 0-point balance. 0-point balance, and this is called, has a specific name. It's called deity. Deity. Why is it called deity? Because the deities are not at the center of space. Very few deities are in the center of space. Most of the deities are reclining inside of themselves, waiting for us to be in the center of space. Got it? All the deities are memories of ourselves, like trying to return us back to the center of reality. Once we're in reality, the deities are connected with everything, and they're finally free. They're having a party, drinking margaritas and cakes and pastries. I'm kidding you. I'm just kidding. It's good to keep it lighter. The deities may not do that, but nevertheless, it's just the idea that the deity becomes free from the deification of something that can only exist as a continuity of eternal consciousness. Eternal consciousness. So are we ready with this now? I mean, the hand is ready. Shall we start then? Beautiful. The second thing that I want you to become clear just for a moment more before you do it, because your feet, the way that my feet are in the floor will determine if the right and the left of my pelvis and the solar plexus are in the center of a space. If my feet are turned in a little bit, I can't go up anymore. I'm going back. There's no way that I can ever get up. I'm back. So the placement of this, the physiological relationship of the skeleton determines the relationship of the space in which you are extending yourself through. The placements of the skeleton determines the relationship from which you extend yourself through. So it's not a will. You will not find the center of the space through will. The center of the space through will always will be back. You will always push back thinking that you have to go straight. And the placement, the center becomes the center of a space. Yes, so the placement of your skeleton is crucial. So that's the reason that once you learn that the experience of the unity of your being is relative to the way you place yourself in a space. Sounds funny, but again, the placement of the experience of your being is always relative to the way you place yourself in a space. Because gravity embraces you and expands you at the same time and puts you into the center of the space. Once you understand the sphere of life, yeah? So it's good, clear. Are you okay? Are you questioned with this? It's clear? It's a good information. This is a pure beginning information. But if you go back to the beginning, you're going to cut a year or 2 years of practice, because once you begin to understand the placement, you said, my placement, if I'm in pain, means that I'm not placed correctly. So then go around, go back to the deity, just relax a little bit, lift one leg, shake a little bit, allow the neck and the head extend. You know, touch your brain if you need to when you're practicing, because you are unwinding a lot of directions inside of your being when you're practicing. Yeah, you are, every time that you enter the center of space, it's like a chisel that give you the centralization from which everything can go right and left, front and back, and above and below at the same time. Yeah, right and left, front and back, and above and below at the same time. That's what it means, the center of a space. Yeah, so far so good. Are we right? Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to just change the screen so you can see me a little bit more, so I don't get camera. The reason that I have to bring it down because I want to show you my arms. Yeah. So you can be in 0 point. You can be with your arms like that, or you can be facing up, giving or receiving. When you face up, it's you're ready to move. You see, you're ready to move in the front. Yeah, always ready to move in the first movement. Yeah, beautiful. So let me see. What did I need to tell you? I need to tell you something very important. Is important. Wonderful, fantastic. When you place your hand in 0 point and you're touching your leg right here, the point of the skeleton in which you're touching your leg act as a cantilever to your shoulder girdle and your heart. So when you begin in the movie, when you begin in the movie, you are already in the center of your heart. So if this will be my leg, and this will be, you see, right, this one as an approximation right now, that the point is the beginning of the inflowing wave. Yeah, very important. Are you okay? So we start. We're going to do the inflowing wave. Right? And I'm going to move myself back. The wonderful thing about this, that you can listen to the video all day long and get the details and write them and then practice. And then whatever you think that is not clear, call Ellen, Mary Pat, Carolina, me, Nancy, everybody, just call it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's something that is not right. So say it and then we'll guide you. Yeah. And then you'll get it. So you don't see my hand right now in the beginning because I cannot see the screen, but it's okay. We're going together. All right. Wonderful. So I'm going to shake a little bit right now here. I'm just going to bring my arms a little bit. And I'm going to bring my elbows on top of, very, very gently on top of my knees for a second, right there. So you check up the lower back and the pelvis to make sure that everything is kind of a sort of loose. And then just bring yourself up again. And then we are going to go back in 0 point and we go 5, 6. I'm going to do unity in motion. 7 and 8. Inflowing wave, suspended balance, descending, ascending, outflowing wave, and crown. And a sphere of earth. Inflowing wave, suspended balance, descending, ascending, foundation, outflowing wave, and crown. A sphere of earth, inflowing wave, suspended balance, descending, ascending, foundation, outflowing wave, and crown. Again, one last time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1, and 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to go to central heart now. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ascending through centers, right before the solar plexus, central heart. Central heart. It's a great place because you can put it at the center of the space. Right there. Whatever it is, you feel comfortable. Yeah. And then descending, ascending. Wonderful. Outflowing wave and crown. A sphere of earth, outflowing wave, foundation, ascending the delicate heart, releasing wave. It will take me into the pelvis. I'm sorry, into the suspended diamond. Yeah, descending, ascending, foundation, outflowing wave, and crown. A sphere of earth, again, suspended balance, suspended diamond. 3 and 4, ascending through center, delicate heart, releasing the wave, touching suspended diamond, descending, ascending to foundation, outflowing wave, and crown. Again, we're going now to central crown. Go in foundation, ascending through center, through the delicate heart, and raising all the way through it. I touching it, I connecting into the encircling spiral, I connecting to moving heart, I ascending through the centers, and then I'm moving the releasing wave, will take me to self, which is right here, and then descending, ascending, and then take me to 0 point. And I'll do it again from now, from there. Encircling the wave, suspend the dive, suspend the wave, foundation, ascending delicate heart, extending through central crown, encircling the spiral, connecting to the heart, from the center of the pelvic floor, you're taking yourself out and now releasing the wave all the way to self, from which you can begin to ascend and descend time into 0 point. Very gently, I'm going to go to inflowing wave, and I'm going to go to moon, and I'm going to fold the sphere into the earth. And now we're folding, we're folding, we're folding, we're folding, we're folding. We arrive at 0 point. We're set for a moment. Move a little bit if you need to, so the lower back doesn't create problems a little bit. All righty, let me see. Let's go back. And then where are we now? Any questions about this so far? I mean, I feel sad because I can see you, but I cannot see you completely because the screen, the angle in which you are seated in relation to the screen changes the angle from which I see your body. You know what I mean? I'm not seeing you directly as I see you in the room. I see you from different places. That's okay. You're doing great. Are you a little bit clear about this a little bit? Okay, so can you be comfortable for a moment? I'm going to give you 2 seconds, 1 minute of information, and then we'll do it again together. We'll do this again. But if you have questions, please stop me and bring it forward. Yeah. The first thing is the inflowing wave. The inflowing wave will take you to suspended balance. The suspended balance is an event because it is the suspended balance means that the elbow is suspended at the center of the solar plexus. Yeah, I'm not in or up. I am suspended at the center of the solar plexus in order to descend to foundation and be able to go into the outflowing wave. So that's what the most important thing that you have to remember, that it is right here. Where is that point? Yeah. So some of you are here. Some of you are here. Some of you are at the center of yourself, right there. So that's what I need you to begin to become clear before you descend. Yeah. Wonderful. So let's practice that motion again to make sure clear that you arrive to the point in which you suspend yourself by the center of your solar plexus. Right here, I can suspend myself completely here. It's a little bit delicate because in horizon, you can suspend yourself in the horizontal plane, right? And then, and here in this plane, you can suspend the pelvis from here in this plane. And in here, it's delicate because it is the solar plexus. It doesn't have a horizontal physiological place like the shoulders have, the head have, and the pelvis have. The pelvis have a horizontal plane, like the horizontals in the tree of life, which is balance, nature, eternity, and physical reality, balance, beauty, and love, consciousness, unity, and whole mind. Yeah, wow. Those are the 3 bridges of my skeleton. The 3 bridges. The bridge of the head, centralized on top of the spine. The bridge of the shoulder girdle, centralized on top of the rib cage. And the bridge of the hip, centralizing my legs to the floor through the Trinity side centralization of symmetry, which is right here. Yeah. So shall we do it again together? Just pay attention in this moment, just to the place of suspended balance, because suspended balance is the place that you need to descend with it. So we're going to do it again, just very, very gently. We come back, giving 0 point balance, cantilever. Beautiful. Here. 5, 6, 7, and 8. We go 1, 2, 3, and 4. 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 And now I'm going to go pelvic floor, chest, throat, head, crown. One more time. This time, when I do the outflowing wave, I'm going to go through the centers. So pelvis, solar plexus, chest, throat, head, crown. One last time. 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1. I'm going to go to central heart now. 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2, 3, and heart. 1. I think that you are a little bit below in the elbows, Beverly. And you can go 1 millimeter higher, Carolina, in the right elbow. Exactly, right there will get you into the throat, the head, and the face, in your face. So that would be, it's good. Mary Pat is good. I can see well. Everyone, Janet is good. Janet, you can go 1 millimeter higher in the elbow to assist you and the elbows up to assist you to the back of your neck and your face. So that would, remember that, and then we'll descend. 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2. I'm going to go to suspended diamond now. And now ascending through center, releasing the wave, suspended diamond. Wow, right there. Fantastic. And then ascending, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We do it again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 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 Ascending through centers. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to stay here for a second. This is a good place because you can get gently. 1, right there. And descending. 2, 3, and 4. One more time. We're going to do it one more time. 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2. When you get to the front, you are in the head and the crown, in your third eye, right here. And then you're descending. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to bring myself very, very gently into the release. I'm putting my arms around my knees, very gently, encircling the wave, releasing the shoulders, placing the elbows in my knees, relaxing for a moment, letting the lower back be. Let the back of your neck, make sure that it's clear. Sense the muscles of your face, that you're not crunching anything. And now one hand is almost on top of another. I'm going to encircle the wave to bring me up. So the hands will bring me back into myself, into foundation. And I'm going to offer, for now, I'm just going to offer self like that. And then just come back to 0 point, just like a before. Yeah. Let me see, where are you? Are you good? Any questions about this? There is one place that I am not sure if you are clear. I don't know if you can see me because the screen is small, but when you start the wave, this is a wave that it goes out. You see from the delicate heart, from right here, the delicate heart, it goes into a wave that it takes you into the suspended diamond, right here, like that. Okay? And it's exactly at the center of your chest. It's not higher than it crosses your throat. It's at the center. It's not lower than it crosses the back of the neck. It's at the center of suspension from which you then descend and ascend to get you out to the outflowing wave to go to crown. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, are you clear a little bit that? Yeah, beautiful. There is one arm that it wants to go higher than the other one. So sometimes if you practice a little bit in the mirror, just find out that you are innocently, you are not like, one higher than the other one. So then arrange it. So then the symmetry begins to really become more connected. So you are not a little bit topsy-turvy with the arm. So if you repair the topsy-turvy and any debris, you're releasing the vertebra, because the vertebra is topsy-turvy. It's not your arms. It's the vertebra that is giving you the directions in which you are in space. Yeah, beautiful, wonderful. Are you all right with me? So far, so good. What do you need to? I need to ask you. I need to show you something. Can you feel comfortable for a
No,
second?
I have one question. You just said about the
Yes.
arms and the vertebra.
Yes.
Can you, I mean, I understand that unwinding, but can you give the brain a new understanding of three-dimensional space, and that can unwind as well? So let's say you're doing this movement and you just don't, it's hard for you to sense what that is, that what you're doing that might be connected with that vertebra. But
Yes.
let's say you're dealing with the Stars of David, can that help with that unwinding?
Yes, everything can help you. The consciousness is constantly helping you. But remember that the help of your consciousness is for you to be aware, because if you don't become aware and become in the mind, become to know what you're doing, then you're always in limbo a little bit, because you're always to the mercy of the situation.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Knowledge is an extraordinary thing, because once the mind comprehends the knowledge of itself, you will always bring you there. But if for any reason something happens that you bump into something and you become contracted, the geometry will bring you back, and then you reconnect it to your brain.
Okay.
But the brain eventually is the knowledge, because otherwise you have to pay attention. And if you have to pay attention all the time, you're a slave of your own sensation.
Right.
This is for freedom. This is not for you to be aware.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the awareness in the beginning is for you to be able to realign the brain. So the brain then help you to be all the time there without you having to be there. Excuse me. The brain helping you to be there without you having to be a slave to having to be aware.
Okay.
Yeah, because awareness is everything. It's not just about your body. So if you become only aware of your body, you are inside of a little cage, making sure that you're always okay, but you're missing everything else. So awareness is in a whole field. Yeah, clear. Yeah, you understand, Darlene? Yeah, yeah.
No,
So yeah, everything will help you. Everything will help you.
Yeah.
But the most important thing, for example, Isabel, just Darlene, I don't know if I can get you to perceive this. You see where my hands are in the diamond? Look, my hands are not in this angle in the diamond. They are in that angle in the diamond. The angle of the diamond, remember that I said the palm of your hands is facing to the pelvis, right here. So they are not right here. Yeah, so they are in this angle. Yeah, beautiful, fantastic. And that is the angle that begins the beginning of the descending ascending. Yeah.
So when you come up, you're not here.
Yeah, you're there, but when you come up, you are not here.
Oh, I see.
Here.
Oh, I see what you had. Oh.
You see what the difference is? And here, if I am here, I can descend.
Okay.
It's only in the crisscross in the opening of the wrist that I can descend from the diamond into foundation, from which I can get out all the way into the pelvis. Exactly. Beautiful. So then, Carolina, once you start the wave and you start unfolding the wave, yeah, when you unfold the wave, they're going to crown. When you start going to crown from foundation and you unfold the wave, follow the elbow out from under you, because sometimes the elbows start getting down a little bit. Let me see if I can show you what that means. I don't know if I have enough space, but once you start getting the wave, the elbow wants to go down like that. And once you start unfolding, they have to follow the elbow a little bit elevated so you can get out of there through the arm, because if you are here, you can't get out because you're pressing back in the shoulder. So you have to get out of the arm through the unfolding wave from foundation to crown. Exactly. So we'll get all the muscles go and it will take you out through everything because you are riding the elbow all the way to the end. So it's a little bit more, exactly. Yeah, wonderful. That will help you. So, and let me see, Ellen, what are you doing it from? Yeah, now it's perfect. But now listen to me, a detail. Now it's wonderful because you're making sure that you're extending from under the elbow out to foundation, to crown, right? Yeah, but now crown, it is not crown, it is here. Crown, exactly. Let me create a little bit of distance so you can see it, what I mean.
I know.
Exactly. You have to go more down, Mary Pat, a little bit more down in crown, a little bit more down, more down, right there. And the elbow 1 millimeter up, right there. So in that direction of crown is the top of your head and the head, right there. So if your arm is higher in crown, you don't get to the head, you get stuck in the third eye. So you got to be able to find a crown as being the pyramid that corresponds to the pelvis, to the throat and the crown, right the way through. Exactly, right there. 1 millimeter lower, Ellen, 1 millimeter, right there. So then it gives you the power to the center of your head. What is the center of your head? In top of the spine. Yeah, you need to get to exactly. You need to get the center of the head because the center of the head is the balance between the right and the left in your brain. So you need to really make clear that in the crown is what is giving you the point of reference to the top of the atlas. The atlas is suspending you up from the spine, and the suspension of the atlas, the centralization of the atlas, that brings the trinity of consciousness, unity, and crown into the oneness that allows you to pass through. Yet, are we clear? Exactly. Yes, beautiful. So then, what you're going to practice, what you want to practice for a while, Beverly, is that it is good for you right now, but you're going as high as this. I'll show you a little bit back so you understand what I mean, okay? Exactly, it's too high. The crown is too high. Right, exactly, for now there. And eventually you can go lower than that. Because when you go lower than that, beautiful. I'll show you what's happening. Let me get out of here for a moment. When you go lower than that, when you go, this is the crown right here. Now you don't have my hand, but this is the level of the crown. If I go here at the level of the crown, I don't get to have those muscles here. You see those muscles here are going to start falling down upon me. They're going to start falling. So the crown ensures that the inner connection of muscles of your arms are relating to the front and the back of your heart, and they are connecting to the throat, the head, and the crown. So this is the descending. The crown is the descending through, and the crown is the ascending through. Exactly. So you can create direction there. You can create an enormous amount of power inside of it if you decided to do it. Yes, to go powerful in it. You can go more powerful, Mary Pat, when you get to crown, extend inside of yourself and show me how powerful can you get inside of yourself and crown. Extending down and up at the same time. Right there. So explore sometimes. You just go into that energy. It's an enormous energy when you equalize the up and the down inside of yourself. So you can create more extension to allow the muscles to be able to really start connecting. So nothing hangs a little bit. Everything becomes connected. That's it. Beautiful. Lovely, Isabel. Yeah, clear? Yeah. My one. So for you, my divine Beverly, is the idea is that you want to go right here, and it's beautiful because for you it's about really actually the expression of it. But this particular height that I have right now, it relates to this area of the back. This area of the back. It doesn't relate to this area of the side of my rib cage. So when you go that high, you're seated a little bit down under. So I need you to go descending a little bit at a time so you can get up from it instead of going sitting around the back. Exactly. I wanted to take you away from seated around the back because it creates muscles. Exactly. Yeah. Beautiful. Let me see. Go to foundation from there, inflowing wave, foundation, and then go 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wonderful. It's good. It's only that when you get to the last 2 counts, you're sitting on your elbows down. Don't sit on your elbows down in the last 2 counts. Go through the elbows when you complete the wave. Yeah? Do it again, one more time. 1, 2, go through the elbow, under, exact, out. Yes, right there. So don't press in the elbow to know that you are in crown. Extend the elbow. So the elbow doesn't press down to get out. The elbow raises 1 millimeter to get out of the shoulder joint. Get out of the shoulder joint means allow the shoulder joint to extend inside of a socket so you can get to the heart, because the heart of your rib cage and your heart is relative to the shoulder socket joint. Beautiful. Good, Ellen. Right there, right there, right there. 1, beautiful. 2, beautiful. And beautiful. And your inflowing wave in those suspended diamond now. Inflowing wave, suspended diamond. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. Beautiful. Oh, wonderful. Okay, that's good. You're doing great. Release for a moment. Ellen, you have to be careful now because there is a tendency now that when you get to this, the delicate heart, then you're going to go through the outer form of the diamond. And no, you have to go through the inner form of the delicate heart, through the center of your chest to get to the wave to take you to the suspended diamond. Because right now, if you go out, you're going to close yourself into a circle. So I need you to ascend through the centers from the delicate heart, exactly, and go closer to you in the delicate heart. Where is the delicate heart in the center of you? Yeah, right there. Beautiful. You can even go 1, 2 millimeters more in the delicate heart inside of you. More than, yeah, right there, right there. So you have more energy to get up through the rib cage and taking you into the suspended diamond. Beautiful. Let me see where you are, Janet. Yeah, fantastic. Yes, and then inflowing wave, and then suspended wave. Yes, descending, ascending, and beautiful. Central heart. Fantastic, fantastic. I cannot tell completely when you are. Are you doing good? Central heart, central heart, central heart. Let me see. Look. Let me just a second. It's very important because the placement will give you the whole of you. Every single placement has the whole of you. Just look at me for a moment. This will be central heart for me, right? Now, if I go a little bit here, you see what happened? I'm resting behind the 12th thoracic vertebra right now, but I don't know that I'm doing it. But if I connect to the elbow, then I can get up right there. So it's a perfect balance. It's a perfect place in which the elbow is the perfect balance between your shoulders and heart and your pelvis and leg. And here, it's the center of the solar plexus, right there, exactly. And then descending, ascending from there, beautiful, getting into foundation, and then as exactly connecting through the elbow under you, right there. Because once you connect to the elbow under you, you have the back of your neck. Otherwise, you don't have the back of your neck. You're sitting in the thoracic vertebra. That was beautiful, Nancy. That's beautiful. So that's the reason you want the connecting to the elbows to take you out, so the back of your neck right here can begin to get up from you, so it doesn't go back. Yeah, that's beautiful. Are you clear, Ellen? It's okay. It's clear that motion now. Beautiful, wonderful. Right there, and then descending, ascending. Wonderful. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. I want you to just shake and be comfortable. Just see me something that is very, very important. When you get to here, when you get to the suspended wave, look, you're entering the wave, and then here, when you start descending, you see the elbow is going to go inside wave in order to take you to foundation. So it's not that I'm just descending down to foundation like that. is that I descending, ascending. So I descending through the arm and ascending through the elbow to get me into foundation, connected completely to the movement of the arm. So yeah, you can come a little bit closer to you when you go from central heart, Mary Pat, because I think that you're going too much out to assist you to really connect the inside of the arm now. And now going to the arm, descending, ascending, right there, and now connecting to the elbow inside, and inside of the elbow, bring you into right there, and that will become the outflowing wave. So there are many things happening inside of the arm right here. It's not that you're going down only, you are descending, ascending inside of your arm at the same time that you are descending, ascending inside of the spine. And the angle of your arms in space determine the descending, ascending, and the spine with you. Yeah, fantastic. You're doing great. Absolutely wonderful. Clear, a little bit clear? Wonderful, fantastic. You got it, you got it. So now I want to go to, I would like to go to central crown together, go all the way descending from central crown, getting into the fountain, the moving heart, expanding back into the central crown and complete the fountain. Let's do that part a few times together, just that part. Yeah, going to foundation, getting to central crown, coming to moving heart, taking away the gain to the outer fountain, connecting to the releasing wave until self, and then descending, ascending till you get to 0 point, and we'll do it 4 times as a continuity. It's okay? Just to clarify that motion. Perfection. I think a little bit too close, but it's okay. No, we're good, we're good. So lovely, so I'm going to just spend a few seconds. Wonderful, just a few seconds, and deity or in 0 point. Yeah, deity is a very good, wonderful place because you can fold in. So if you have any kink in your body that is start getting a little bit like pain or not pain, but it gets discomfort, or you know there is an edge, just go into and then take it out, and then you're 0 point. So we're going to go to inflowing wave foundation, ascending through centers, central crown, encircling the diamond, moving heart, expanding heart back into central crown, releasing the wave all the way down to south, descending, ascending to 0 point, gathering the wave because we are not in 0 point, gathering the wave to go to foundation, and we do it 4 times, the half of the fountain. Yeah, 5, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2. Just come back. That's very much. 1, 2. Okay. Just give me a second for me. Remember when I said to you that from suspend from central heart, you enter the wave, and then you enter the arm, and you go to foundation. So it's not that you just go down with the arm, but you enter the energy of your arm to take you back into foundation. The same occurs when you initiate the wave. You're going into, you enter the energy of the arm, and then it brings you to suspended wave, and then foundation, and then outflowing wave, and crown. Let's do it again, just the first movement. Entering the energy of the arm, continue with it, foundation, outflowing wave, and crown. Again, speed of earth, inflowing wave, which means entering the energy of the arm, taking you into central wave, descending, ascending, outflowing wave, and crown. One last time, the speed of earth, entering the energy of the arm, descending, ascending into it, outflowing wave. And now I'm going to go 4 times into the half of the fountain. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Inflowing, gathering the wave, suspended wave, descending, ascending, ascending through centers, connecting to central crown, gathering the spiral, connecting to the center of your heart, ascending from the pelvis into the extension, connecting to the releasing wave until you touch the cell, click, and then descending, ascending, 6, 7, and 8. Again, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Last time. 1. This is a workout for your arms right now that we can do right now. Yeah, because all the muscles of your arms and shoulders and your chest. 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to gather the wave, and I'm going to go from foundation into the releasing of the torso forward, just gently into the knees for now. Gathering the spiral, connecting into the knees. Just spend a second to release the abdominals and your lower back. Wonderful. Just connecting your feet. Remember the center of symmetry. When you come back, you have to gather the energies for your hands, gather the energy for your fingers, connecting to foundation. Foundation, take you the wave. So as you're going out, you're descending in the wave and crown. Exactly. So once you go to the wave, you're going out, but you're descending too, because you're arriving to crown right there. Yeah, perfect, perfect. I got it. Yeah, right there. Absolutely perfect. And that is the beginning of the sphere to take you back to 0 point. Yeah. If you got pain, remember that you can really actually massage your arms a little, because all the movements that you're doing right now is going to change a lot of the relationship of this muscle. Because if this muscle is a little bit rotated in or out, you don't have access to the different layers that existed inside of that big muscle here. So you are now connecting to that energy and those muscles. Yeah, beautiful. Any questions about this? I think that you're doing good. You're doing wonderful. Let me see what it needs to tell you about this. Let me see. I think that it's a little bit complex when you get to, I don't know if you can see me from there because it's not enough light, encircling the spiral and then connecting to moving heart. This is sort of a mystery in it, connecting to moving heart, because some of you're thinking that you have to go in, under. What you're really doing is connect. Okay, let me go to the center. Let me go to the screen closer so you can see what it is that I'm telling you. Okay, you're doing great. You're doing great. But I need to show you a little bit more clearly the detail of this. What does it mean? Look, you moving heart. If it does the vertical extension of your chest right here, the breastbone. So it means it doesn't go forward. The breastbone is in the center. It doesn't go back. That push you back into the thorax. It's the center of the space between the vertebrae. Now, moving heart is right here. It's not down you. It's almost like half an inch into the center of the breastbone, from which you can go to the abdominal muscles and your pelvic floor in order to get up again to take you out. So it's a little bit of confusion here because you're thinking that you have to cave in to go to the moving heart. The moving heart is actually the place of your soul, S-O-U-L. That's the center of the breastbone, and then half an inch in is the place in which you are descending to the pelvic floor, and you are inside of the inner arc a little bit. But you are not down you are at the center, that place. And now when you come out from there, you're coming up through the center of the pelvic floor. Pelvic floor, you don't go up with the arms. You come back from the pelvic floor, you're taking yourself out, all the way out, in order to bring yourself back to suspended way, to self. Yeah, because what happened right now, you're doing it, but I have the feeling that you're moving your arms up. You are not, let me see, what's the word? Cultivating that from the moving heart, you're coming from the pelvis, from the solar plexus, from the chest, from the throat, from the crown, because you get into central crown, and then you're coming back all the way to the vertical extension. So that is important. Yeah, a little bit more workout. What you're developing within you, it is sense of your being extending inside of yourself. Not understanding, oh, okay, I'm extending inside of myself. So you begin to understand what is unwinding the spine and inside of itself, instead of pushing the spine up or pushing the spine in. You're getting into the thoracic vertebra of your spine. Yeah, beautiful. From moving heart right there, and then taking it out from there, Nancy, when you, from foundation. Yeah, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. So then, Nancy, when you take into foundation, and let's say, but this is count 5, right? Because you're gonna go 1, 2, and you go 1, and by the time you get 1, add the throat and your chin, because now I need your face to really begin to really go up with you. Yeah, you can't leave the head behind. You have to bring the whole of you out through. Exactly, Carolina. Wonderful, right there. And that is what is bringing you to self or back into exactly. Wonderful, wonderful. And then, Carolina, in the moment that you get to self here, in the moment that you get to self, let me see if I can get it a little bit. It's not the angle, good angle. I am in self, right? The descending is starting my fingers. You see, I'm extending inside of my arms, and the extension of my arms allows you to go up into my throat and the head and the crown. So it's not that I'm descending inside by going down. I am descending by moving the energy through me to the place of 0 point or the place of seated. So you are extending the energy inside of your skeleton. What I mean by that, exactly. You are extending inside of the form of your skeleton. Exactly. And let me see, spend a few seconds. I got to explain what is extending myself inside of a skeleton. It's because what is that? You know, the way that you sensing yourself, that you're extending yourself inside of the skeleton, is by beginning to understand and feel the relationship between your hand, the lower arm, and the upper arm. So when you're moving through the relationship of the 3 segments, adjusting, it gives you the possibility of extending through the 3-dimensionality of your skeleton. So it's not like, you know, from the center of that energy that is still inside of the bone. You know, in the bone, when you go to the market and you cut the bone and they eat that thing, or used to eat whatever that is. Well, all that is the extension of your being inside of the skeleton. It's not like a solid thing. You have a lot of I don't know, whatever goop, whatever you want to call it, inside of it. Yeah. So you can extend yourself inside of your skeleton, and when you extend yourself inside of the skeleton, the centers become more physiological, strong and real into your awareness. Beautiful, perfect. Into perfect. That's beautiful, lovely. Yes, Janet, it's you, right? You're doing it. Am I looking to Janet? Yeah, or Lois. Janet. Yeah, I can see you. Are you good? How was Janet? It's good. You're doing great. How is it? Yes, it is Lois. I'm sorry, Lois. I'm trying to look at Janet. I'm sorry. I seen Lois, and I think I was calling you, but yes, you're doing good. You're doing good. Let me see. Anybody else? You're doing good. Isabel, you're doing fantastic. Don't listen to your mind. Please shut up your mind, because I'm wonderful. And you too. What I need you to do for you, let me see. Beverly, for you, what I want you to do when you practice, every time you practice, I want you to shake, shake everything. Lovely. And then when you finish shaking everything, yet massage it a little bit, because it got created form. You have created form that it needs to be now become long and free from it. Yeah, because it has become little accumulated in different places, and you're going to feel it because it's going to start aching. So just shake it, move it, pound it a little bit, release it. Yeah, the same for you too, Isabel. If you're feeling that your arm is giving you trouble, it's in this muscle right here. So you need to get right in this muscle, massage it, take it out. Yeah, all this muscle, because this muscle wanted to go dormant a little bit, and you want to only use your upper muscle to support you, and you need all the set of muscle to support you. Yeah, just wonderful, fantastic. Well, where are we now? Let me see. I think there, but let's go to go to the inner mandala, the inner outer mandala, just to be in a larger movement. Okay, inflowing weight foundation, ascending through centers, infinity's gate, infinity expansion, riding the way to crown, inflowing way, and we'll do it again and again 3 times through that. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, we have to be careful. Okay. Ellen, I need you to take this away from you innocently. Let me just see. Let me go back a little bit.
That's right. I wasn't doing it fully.
No. But I just want to make sure that you understand completely that once you let me see, when you go, let me see. When you're going to here, remember that you're always coming inside of you here, and you're always. I lost the track of what is the one movement where you're doing when I was.
You mean
the inflowing way.
So through expansion into mandala crown.
Yeah.
Circling, suspending, ascending, descending.
Okay. So that's what I wanted to see. That when you get, I don't know if you can see me, but then you can see it on the computer. When you go into and starting the motion, there's a part of you who wants to go this way, around this way, instead of encircling inside of your arm to bring you into the wave. So it's a part of you who wants to go this way instead of inside of you, taking you to suspended balance.
Maybe I just wasn't paying attention, because usually.
Let me see right there. Yeah, the only complexity is that there is a part of you that you want to show me your hand, but you never see your hand. Right here, you see, and then the hand never gets to this plane. From the hand here, it goes into the encircling of the wave to bring you into it.
Okay.
So I should not see the two hands and exactly right there. You got it. Okay. And don't be afraid to go close to you, because there's a part of you who wants to go here and then start descending. And I'm not sure that you're clicking right here before you descend. You have to really know that you're in the pure vertical before you're descending. You can't be in between, because you don't have control of the upper center thing. Exactly, you got it. And then the outflowing wave right there. Fantastic, you did it. Question? Anywhere?
You were talking to me.
I was talking to Ellen now. But anybody has a question? Yeah, are you good? Yeah, so shall we do that motion, the outer mandala? Yeah, 4 times the outer mandala, in and outer mandala, just gently. Remember that the only thing that you have to remember is the infinity scale. From the delicate heart, you're going into the spine, and they will take you into infinity. Yeah, exactly. So now, what I need you in here, I think that what you're learning here today, that is very important, that the inflowing wave is the wave coming inside of you as you descending into. You are inside of your arms. It's not that you bring in your arms into the form, but you are internally connecting the wave right here. So it's a little bit more physically connected the way you thought it was. Yeah? Do you know what I mean? Ask me if you know. So then, but also what you're learning there from central heart, you have to connect inside of the wave. It's not that you're descending a little limpid in your arms, that you're descending inside and outside into the foundation, and then you are coming out. So when you're descending into it, you're connecting to your legs too, everywhere. You're descending inside of yourself and nothing to get outside of yourself through the wave. Exactly. Yeah. I think that that's what you're learning is important. So now when you get to the infinity's gate, when you open the arm, you're going to enter the arm. You see, you're going to enter the arm and extend around the arm in the center of your torso to get you to infinity. So it's going to be a connection to your entire arm in order to connect the two halves of your torso. Exactly, right there. Beautiful, beautiful. That's wonderful, wonderful. I love it, I love it. That was fantastic. Beautiful. I love it. Wonderful. Okay, shall we do it then? Shall we go together just for a little bit? Let's do 4 times. It's allowed. But let's do the inner arm mandala 4 times as a continuity. Yeah? From infinity's gate and descending through all the motions. Okay, let me move a little bit back, a little bit, just a little bit, so I can see you. Here we go. Fantastic and wonderful. We go to the center of space. Now, what happens is whenever you bring yourself into the chair, just don't think about you just bringing back into the chair. You are inside of yourself, bringing yourself into the chair. Inside of yourself, bringing yourself into the chair. Don't just bring yourself and sit down in the chair. You are inside of the chair. So know that you're conforming when you're arriving to the chair as well. The chair is actually the form of your body, even though it's a flat surface. The way you sense your body, the chair, is through your body. You don't sense the chair. It's you sense your body in relation to the chair. The chair doesn't have sensation. Okay, so we go together very softly, lovely, releasing. I'm going to go to 0 point, lovely. Every time you go to 0 point, it's a divine happening because you're touching 0 point. The way we use it in unity in motion is the point of stillness that corresponds to all things, with a connection to all things, just like central heart, suspended diamond, all those connections are the points of passing through that in that moment you are connected to everything because you are not self-enclosed inside of your body. You are totally free inside of the relationship of all directions of your skeleton. Yeah, fantastic. So we go 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 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 1, 2. I'm going to go to crown one time just to start away clean from there. So I'm flowing wave and crown. So let's do it again from here. Crown, so we can be more prepared. And I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in the foundation right here. And now delicate heart. And now my fingers are going to connect me inside of my arm as I'm going. Wow, right there. And now I'm going to extend the two halves of my being. Wow, fantastic. And I'm going to ride the wave. And now I'm going to get the crown right here. And then that becomes the beginning of the sphere. It takes me to suspended back, and then I'm descending. I'm going to go to crown one more time to keep it clean, more clear. So I give me a respite right there. Yeah, and we go 1, 2, 3, and now that's foundation. 1, delicate heart. Now the entire connection of your arm, the entire connection of your arm, the entire connection of your arm, the entire right there. And now opening through the two halves of my being. Yeah. And now I'm connecting through very gently. I go to crown very softly, inflowing wave. Beautiful. I'm going to go to moon and I'm going to encircle deity. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Beautiful. So just relax for a moment. So remember that when you go into moon and you're encircling deity, you are encircling the wave in the degree that you are encircling the spine. So the degree of the wave in your spine is the same degree in which your spine is folding. So you arrive in the folding of your being, ready to get out. Yeah? Okay. Are you good? Wonderful. So, okay, let me just give you a little bit what we talk about today, a little bit, and then let me change you back into I can see you, we'll see each other, and I'll tell you just one more minute more, and then I'll tell you what you did today, okay? We did detail today. There are many details that I would like to show it to you. that I need to show to you, because what I need to, from now on, everything that you have are details. The metrics of balance and the fountain of life is really a fabric. So you're learning how to put yourself inside of the fabric. And as you put yourself inside of the fabric, the inner aspect of your being, which is your sensation of self, correspond to the outer forms of your being, which is everything that surrounds you. So you're connecting the within and the without at the same time. So, and they are all details, because now the angle in which you're moving, the relationship in which you're moving, the connection between the movements is what is going to realign the ventricles of the brain. So the brain can remain more and more present and begin to exist inside of its own wholeness, which is the metrics, which is that reality. Yeah, beautiful. So anyway, nice to see you, Elaine. Lovely. I think it's Elaine. Yes, lovely to see you. Let me just tell you, come back again. And now I go sharing a screen, Divine sharing a screen. And now share a screen one more time. And who, oh no, where am I right now? I'm sorry, Ellen. I am in the, I get out of here. I'm going to get, oh, I don't know what I did. I can't hear you, darling. I'm sorry. I can't hear you, Ellen.
Oh, sorry. Go up to stop share.
Stop share. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so are you, can you see everybody, or can you
I
just?
can see everybody. And now I wanted to see everybody.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to go up to the right, to the top where it says view, and you're going to go into gallery view.
Oh, I've never done that before.
I know.
Right here, view.
Yeah, and then up on the right, the right hand side, and then go down to gallery and hit gallery.
Well, I don't know if I can do
On the
this.
right hand
I
corner.
think I'm good. I'm good that way. Just I can see everybody, so it's okay. I'm good, right? I'm a good place. I can see you, all of you.
I'll do it here. Remove pen and then gallery view.
Isn't that
There.
wonderful?
Now you can see everybody.
Yeah, I can see everybody. Okay, so we are really clear. So today what we did, we work in detail a little bit, but I think that the most important thing I told you, and the information is there, that the movements of your arms are always the balance between balance and beauty and self. And then we can spend time talking about what they are, because they are very, very important in relation to the feeling from which you are going to define the movement. So once you begin to really understand balance and beauty and self, which you are already, but you're beginning to really understand this trinity, the movements are going to incorporate that feeling into the practice. And that feeling into the practice is going to give you an enormous amount of energy, because that energy is your feeling. You know, that's the love, that's the feeling, that's what it is. Yeah. So I talked to you about the bridge of the heart, that everything happens in the bridge of the heart. Yeah. And then you have the other triad, which is central crown. And this triad corresponds to central crown, infinity, and heaven. Those are the places that we're going to work in those three triads, because those are the opening of everything. And what I told you, that the three centers above only open because you're opening the heart. Because the heart is the bridge from which the three centers above and the three centers below can be contacted. You can't contact the three centers below if your heart is not interrelated, because then the contact becomes an illusion. I mean, I got to push it. What am I doing? I grab it, I extend it. What am I doing? So once you open the heart, you have the way up. When you open the heart, you have the way all the way to the crown. Yeah. Then what I told you is that the opening of the directions in your body through the practice is going to realign the energy in your brain. And the realignment of your brain is going to assist you to understand many things that before it was difficult to understand, because you heard them intellectually. You will not hear them inside of the mind itself. So the mind was lessening instead of the mind witness its own wholeness. Yeah. So the process of integration is that the mind eventually is going to live inside of wholeness, and then you will understand everything, because you are not intellectually trying to understand it with the linear sequential mind. You are inside of the field of wholeness. Yeah, it's going to be a piece of cake once you understand that. Then what I'm telling you is that each connection is a jewel, because it is all the directions of your being from which you are defining that. So you can begin to just 0 point, remember, wonderful. I told you 0 point to be connected to your legs, because it's in the chair and the legs, it's the pedestal from which you get up. 0 point connecting to your arms. And then you decided where the arms are going to put in relation to the center of your heart. So when you begin the wave, you are already inside of your heart. It's not that you bring in your arms into the inflowing wave. You are already integrating the movement from the center of your chest, which is the center of your heart. The center of your chest is a very, very important place because it is the center of movement of your being, and it's the center of your heart, which is the main engine from which we experience life. Yeah, the heart is the one that assists us constantly to exist. Yeah, it never stops for an instant. So just wonderful. The heart is beautiful. Then we practice unity in motion. We practice the movement, and then I think that you're beginning to comprehend what it means to enter the wave and descending inside of the wave, more than moving the arms to the wave and then come back with the arm. It's not that you move through the outer, it's not that you're moving through the outer form of the arm, you're moving internally and incorporating the internal and the outer form at the same time. So it's a little bit more masculine oriented because you are really moving through all the layers of your skeleton, but all the segments of the skeleton, but also incorporating all the muscles beginning to work inside of one system, which is the fabric that you are repairing. You can never do the movements wrong. Never do the movements wrong, because whatever you're doing, it's going to be fine. But you can always learn more placement, more connection, more integrity, more beautiful, more giving. And eventually the practice is a trip because it is devotional, the practice. So it's not devotional like, like this devotion. It's devotion as the actual feeling of yourself. Yourself is devotional by the very nature of existing. It's not devotional because you're praying. You know what I mean? So you're going to start getting that feeling, and it's going to be wonderful for you more and more and more, because you're going to be replenished and loved by the actual energy of your physical self interconnecting with yourself more and more. Yeah? Beautiful. You became clear about that. Then the moving heart. You have to spend time in moving heart, because some of you are thinking that you have to go down and it's inside. And then from here, you develop in, okay, moving heart, I'm going to go pelvic floor. You see what I mean? I'm not going to go up with, I'll say, pelvic, I'm going up through the center, coming up through the center, taking you up. So you are developing in your mind the space from which you are extending internally. So when you develop the space, you are not using the skeleton to bring yourself up. You're using the space to bring the skeleton and the muscles and the ligament. So the space, exactly. Beautiful, divine, beautiful. Beverly, I want you to incorporate something. Which you're doing. Whenever you go up in the delicate heart and you start going up, I want you to think about, this is for you. I want you to, okay, my throat, where is my neck? I gotta go, my neck, my face, my arm. You have to incorporate all, because now you're using your arms, but it's a part of you that it wants to stay down. You gotta incorporate it with the whole movement, all that area of your face. Yeah, you have to get all this area with exactly, right there. Beautiful. And then, darling, when you get to the point of the infinity gate, there is a point here when you start turning about into infinity. There is the two cheeks of your face. Right here are the two cheeks of your face going with you. So your cheeks don't come back in. Exactly. You got to get them out. The cheeks. Yeah, and wonderful. Because
you need a facelift.
Exactly, because you're moving from, once you're moving through the center of the skeleton, your face is lifted constantly because you're activating all the muscles. You are not seated in your face. You know what I mean? If your mind is stable, stationary, and you're moving the rest of your body, you are not integrating the muscles of your face. So you're always yourself, but you don't get to partake as yourself of the formation of all the muscles. You have to you have to clear up the I don't know, the mask. The
What
face
I-
is the mask. Yeah.
What I found tonight is that I'm feeling, or I felt tonight, which I've never done before, I have felt the energy in the body, the energy of the self. When you say the self,
Yes.
energy of the body coming with me. And at different points, I could just feel the energy just opening like you would when you work with energy. But now tonight is the first time with the movement that I felt the energy of self, the self
Got it.
coming with me.
Exactly. So when you practice, you're going to get more and more of that energy, and then you practice all the time into the energy of yourself. And every time that you practice just for a little bit, eventually when you know everything, it will take you just a few minutes to make sure that everything is together. It's like putting everything together so that your mind, your energy, and yourself are always one, and you never enter in any kind of complexity. Yeah.
I started with a really bad shoulder.
Yes.
And then as we kept doing that, it just warmed up and energized.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
It-
Your shoulders are going to get, especially because I need you to massage a lot. You have the vibrator. You have the vibrator
Yes,
too.
I do.
You have to use the
Christmas
vibrator
present.
until everything becomes a little bit less stationary. You don't want the energy to be stationary, to move
Yes.
through, and then everything disappears. No problem. And I lost the great Isabel, the divine Isabel. Are you here in the background? Oh yeah, you are. Okay, Isabel, you did it absolutely fantastic today. Yeah, you're doing wonderful, wonderful. You're doing great. Remember that the suspended diamond is in the angle of your hand. It has to be different. Yeah, the suspended diamond. Yes, very important, because the suspended diamond is the formation that allow my throat to be able to be extended through the center of the throat without having to be extended through the side of the throat, the neck. If I extend myself through the side of the throat in any degree, I don't have my face anymore, and I'm extending by pushing back into the atlas instead of extending through the atlas. And that's the reason that you have to, the suspended diamond is the first place that you do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful. And remember in the salutation that we have creation right here, creation, unfolding as unity in motion, as the eternal moment of life. Remember that spiral, practice it, because it's going to help you enormously to connect to your neck. You need to make sure, because it's not, the neck is not for what it looks like or muscles. It's just that it's the direction of your vertebrae that allow the energy to get to the head and allow the energy from the head to be able to open the brain internally. So the brain is not seated inside of you. So the brain is not concrete. Remember, concreteness of brain, it's okay, but you are always in this plane. You don't have access to all the other planes. So now it's important to release that so that the brain is also supple and fluid, so you can be paying attention to something without having to contract and be with everything at the same time. Absolutely beautiful. Nancy, you did absolutely divine. You're doing fantastic. You are unwinding your shoulders and unwinding your neck. Remember that you have to connect with the connections of your face and the upper area. Yes.
Yeah, all right, I thank you.
Yeah, it's very important.
Is
I
that
mean-
just in that one place that you saw that?
Well, I'm sure now that when you do the outer mandala, you will sense it in the moment that you enter delicate gut heart, or from expansion. You know, when you go from expansion and you start rotating the shoulder joint to really go to heaven, that's the beginning of the neck, and then the neck become extended through it. But
Now, is the natural, is it natural to go quite quickly, like in the movements that you're doing?
no, go slowly until you, for now, it's all right, but eventually you go into the rhythm. But what I want you to understand is that the placement is what is give you the connection. It's not the connection that give you the place. Let me see what I'm saying. It's the relationship that give you the connection to your neck. It's not you that create the connection with your neck to get the placement. It's the other way around. It is your relationship to space that give you the sensation that you call yourself.
Oh, okay.
The relationship to space that it give you is the other, we think it the other way. It's me that I sense myself and then I relate to space. No. And it's a circle in the reality. The relationship to space is what it gives me the sensation that I call myself, that I call, eventually they call the relation that I call myself is the same as the relationship that I have in space. So it becomes united. That's what you created, the unity between that you consider to be special and when you consider to be yourself. So once you learn how to place yourself, the form is very simple because it's almost more mental than physical. And what I mean by that is that mental, because your consciousness said, okay, the angle in which I'm moving is going to engage me. So I don't have to grab my body to really connect it. I just connect into the angles and the plate, and then my body will extend and will do all the waves and everything inside because of the placements in which I'm moving in space. So if you learn through the placement, you can shorten a lot of time, because if you're doing from the practice, it may take you a long time before it reveals the placement. So I need to engage your intelligence, because your intelligence is the one that is going to engage you much quickly than the physiological nature, because the physiological nature, it uses pressure to sense itself. But the placement in space, it doesn't use sensation. It liberates the sensation of the contraction. It's just connected. Okay, so I have to go because
So
we did an enormous time. I'm
would
sorry.
you say that when you say relationship to space, are you thinking that it's what you're calling the connections first? It's the connections that relate you to the space.
Exactly. And then, for example, expansion. For example, let me just, I have to stop because we lead in a long session. And I don't want to overuse your time as well. But let me just show you something that is very important. Let's say, for example, you're beginning to comprehend that I'm going in an angle, right? And this angle right here will be 180 degrees.
Okay.
But now expansion, look the distance between 180 degrees and expansion in my fingers. It's like a 1 foot and few inches.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not right here. You see what I mean? It is once you begin to settle the angle of expansion, it is the center of my heart. It's not the pushing of my shoulder out and opening my chest front and contracting in the back. It's really a release of it. So once you might say, oh, I see my angle. Oh, yeah, right there. Because once you get to the angle of expansion, then you can move the crown to the sand. But if expansion is back, you cannot, where are you going to move? You are in a tire-tire. You cannot move forward. So you are locked innocently by blocking your skeleton in order to sense your expansion. But in here is space, you know what I mean? So you begin to understand, oh, heaven is, what is the distance between this plane and that plane? Crown. Is crown right here in the center? Is 180 degrees. And crown, look, it's 1 foot again forward again. It's not like 180. It's not flat planes. It's different planes. Once you begin to understand them and use them, it will help you, because once you find the plane that corresponds to the space, the energy goes in and out at the same time. If you're out of the plane, you're just going out or in, but you are not equally in and out at the same time. Yeah. So all that will be clarified when we do the sessions continuously. But you can send me emails. We can really connect. You can have graphics. You can have everything. I love you. You're absolutely fantastic. And I'm so excited that we're doing this, even though the medium is not perfect, but it helps us in some degree because it gives us some sense of experience in subtlety. I love you.
Christy, thank you so much,
Thank
Cristiam.
you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
This was absolutely divine. I'm so excited to have the movements and
Oh, wonderful.
I love it. Thank
I
you.
love it. Me too. Me
Thanks
too.
to everyone. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I
It
have
was
to get myself in
beautiful.
training. Yeah. I love you. I adore you. Thank you for everything, eh? Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao, Janet. I love you. Ciao. Ciao, ciao.
you.
Wonderful. Adrian, you did
Beautiful
fantastic.
book.
You are beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful book.
Ciao, ciao.
Ah,
Yeah, the book is wonderful.
amazing.
We'll talk about that lately. I love you. I get out of here, okay? Leave.